Joe Skinner was an inspiration to everyone he met, whether it was on the baseball field or halls of Bishop Moore Catholic High School.
We started to realize that it's not about us, but it's about being as a unit, you know? Like Joe really, we saw like we need to be together as one and play for Joe and not ourselves.
I look at my mom and she's struggling with the fact that she may lose her son. So I always tried to stay strong for my mom. And it just kind of hit me, and it was like, Jesus, man, this kid is a special kid. Even no matter what happens, he's going to touch so many lives.
In December of 2015, Joe was diagnosed with a rare form of leukemia.
I mean, every single day I think about Joe. There's not a day that passes where I don't think about him. I was fortunate enough, I talked to my coaches when I first got here to UCF. Obviously, Joe was a commit here to come play baseball at UCF, and I talked to the coaches. They knew, the friendship that I had with him and how I'd played with him over the years, and they're allowing me to wear his number over the next few years. So every single day I go to practice, I throw that jersey on my back. It's just a daily reminder of Joe and his legacy on the field, and what he was able to do.
His passing impacted not just the ones that he was close to in his class and his friends, but when word of it passed to the other students, it was almost like the other students knew him, knew of him.
He made me realize that, your time with everyone's really short, and so you kind of appreciate the time you have with people more. I look at people differently. Like with my parents, I make sure to tell them I love them every time I see them. My friends, I cherish every moment with them because I never know when it's going to be my last.
Joe was always close with his sister Molly. They were always very close. It wasn't like a lot of brothers and sisters. They didn't get along too well. They were always close and always did things together, always supported each other.
Every morning I put on my necklace. It's the BMC, We Are Skinner Strong, and on the back it says, with God nothing shall be impossible. And then I also added a chain here. It's Joe's thumbprint, so I keep him close to my heart every day.
The one thing Joe loved was the Cubs.
Yeah, I used to always get on to Joe about the Cubs and how they were sorry and they'll never win it.
The year after he passed away, they actually won the World Series, and I knew that was a sign from God that they were meant to do that, and then that was for Joe for sure.
Cubs would like to dedicate our 40th round selection to Joe Skinner from Bishop Moore High School, his parents Judy and Scott, and his sister Molly. Our thoughts and prayers are with the entire Skinner family.
He wasn't perfect. He did the best he could do, but he was really a good kid, and we were always proud of him in just about everything he did.
I mean, I always think about him, but whenever I throw that jersey on my back with his number, it just really sits in every single day that, I'm playing for something greater.
I've always been younger than him. I've always seen him be up in the upper level. He was grinding. He was doing everything he could. I mean, it was great to just watch him and look at him up as a role model.
A lot of people would think that, it might be sad or upsetting to talk about him, but I don't have a problem talking about him to anyone. I love bringing up old stories or old memories of Joe. Any little thing that kind of reminds me of him, I'll talk about him, and people will be like, oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm like, I'm not. He was a great friend of mine, and I loved every moment with him.
Yeah, everyone has a reason to play. Everybody has someone to play for, and we all came together, rallied around, and kind of thought about him more than anything, played for him and played for the team and ourselves.
He got along well with everybody. I don't think we ever had any trouble with him at all. Not in school, not in sports. He always handled himself very well.
I know the service for him, it was 1,280 kids, all felt like they were Joe's best friend.
For me personally, I'm keeping him alive through everything that I do. I want to go into making cures for people like him, people who have rare diseases with the blood and immune, and I keep him alive every day in my schoolwork.
I think Joe is always in our hearts, and we obviously named the field after him, which is huge, and we're always going to play for him, keep him in our thoughts and prayers and his family, and just always try to strive and be just like Joe.
So tonight, as we honor Joe We ask you, the athletes, to remember as you play on this field, you play on a very sacred place, a place of memories for all of us, but a place for you too, that you can have many memories here as we come to thank God for the gift of Joe Skinner. So let us bless this field and ask the Lord in a special way to be with each and every one of us. I bless this field in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.